And I love them both to death. And they took me in while I was doing some college studies, and I took on a new family, which was Victor, Sharon, and Lloyd, and they know some of the things they sent me through. As far as all of the people in here that know me, that grew up with me, they always considered me Mr. Remedy. As I've gotten older, I look at myself now as Mr. Resolved.
Right.
And I think there are other ways of dealing with things other than physical altercations. So those of you that know what I'm talking about here, there's always a civil way of dealing with whatever it is. And if it can't be dealt with in a civil way, you utilize the Holy Spirit. So I am on that wavelength. But one of the things I want to talk to you about is love. What is love? What does love mean? And how do you derive at attaining love? All of us can reminisce just for a minute with me and think back, what is it that you would do for love? You know, some of you say, I wouldn't do anything for love. I don't even know what love is or what it professed to be. You do. You know. You know, I think when we were younger, I wondered, what is it that possessed us to notice someone, then to approach someone and ask them, may I carry your books?
There you go, brother.
I say, you mean your books aren't heavy enough that you can carry someone else's books? Now, guys, I'm going to tell you this. The women have it on us intellectually up to a certain point until we get a certain age. Then we begin to understand what manipulation is. Because the women would tell us, and this is an agreement, they would tell us, you may carry my books on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. To show you how distant our thinking process was, we would approach her on a Tuesday and a Thursday. Come on, man. So I tell them, stay with it, stay with it. And guys would give up half our lunch money. Half of our lunch money. You can have it. Even surrender your bus pass. I can walk home. And that was another thing. Why would you ask someone if you could walk them home? You know, you wouldn't offer to carry them on your back, but you, may I walk you home? And women, well, you guys can be, I tell you can be quite venomous at times.
Watch it now.
You can tell us, I would go to the movie with you, but you need to be tall. So I'm like, okay, how about if I come with some stilts? You know, can we go? But on the serious side, love requires a lot of commitment, a lot of change and flexibility, and it also requires being quite tactful with how you do things. Because there's a little character, I'll just call him a character. There's a little character that likes to get on your shoulder every now and then. So even when you're with your special someone, that little character gets on your shoulder. And sometimes, if you allow him, he will try to tempt you into saying things that you know will get you in trouble. For instance, my wife will say things to me and she'll say, well, what do you think? And I know not to jump in there with what I truly think, because it's not beneficial for me to do that, so I'll just say, well, I really don't know. See, those things come from being married a while. When you first jump in there, you have an opinion, and she has an opinion. But as you stay in there, you begin to understand, guys, hey, keep your opinion to yourself.
Amen.
And fellas, if you want to save yourself some work, wait until she comes and advises you. You might call it micromanagement if you want. But wait until she comes and advises you on to where to move the furniture.
That's
Don't
right.
get all happy and go in there, move it all around. Oh, it's good. Here it is, here it is. And she'll come in there and say, you got it all wrong, and you're going to do it again.
Tell them, baby. Tell them.
That's one thing about marriage. I never went in the military, so I didn't know anything about having a drill instructor, but I think I got one at home. She says
Whip it, girl.
And I do it. And that's when we start the I do, I will, you know, and I'm usually not one that takes command very well. But my wife, when she says it, I do it. And I just understand that when there's true love involved, you know, I revert back to love. And I can justify my behavior by saying it's love that causes me to do the things I do. Although I'm not inspired to want to do it, it's love that makes me go ahead and do it.
Amen.
And have less rhetoric. Yes, I bite my tongue, and I don't usually bite my tongue for no one, but I'll bite my tongue, and I'll think it. I get satisfaction out of thinking it. Because if I say it, I know there's going to be what? Consequences. Consequences. Here they come again. Consequences. And it's best to stay on top. See? Because she's keeping a chart on you. It's a tally. What you do last week, man, I can't even remember what I did this morning that was wrong. And she's adding it up. And man, they lay it out on you and you try to figure out what can I do? You know, what can I do?
Oh,
but I'll tell you what, guys, I've been married long enough to know that there are some things that you can do that can get you, they like to say that throw you under the bus. You know, you heard that term before, don't you? You throw yourself under the bus. Well, you gotta be careful, because if you get thrown under the bus, you better get up quickly, because they may make a U-turn and come back, double up on you. You know, so I try to just employ all of you, man. Just love them, because they're companions. You know, they have attitudes, you have attitudes. See? They can move forward, you can move forward. Step by step, in unison, you can make it. But you got to work together, and foremost, communicate. Communicate. As Phyllis Diller said it, she says, don't go to bed mad. Stay up and fight. And I think about that. Oh, well, yes, that'll work. Get it all over with. But then I heard something that they said a little girl was at a wedding for the first time, and she leaned over to her mother and she said, Mama, why is the bride wearing white? And her mom just got all jubilant. She said, baby, she's wearing white because this is the happiest day of her life. So the little girl looked at her and she smiled. The little girl thought about it and she said, Mommy, well, why is the groom wearing black? Got that one down on you. But seriously speaking, you know, life is, oh, okay, come on, guys, come on. You know, it's not quite that bad. You know, if you equate it from the level from 1 to 10, you do the equation, because each one of you have a different situation. So I'm not going to get myself in trouble. But I just want to say to Lawrence and Lake Dale, you know, I love the two of you dearly. I enjoy both absorbing, and you taught me how to not only attain love, but maintain love and sustain love. Yes, you have done all of those things. You might look at each other, wait, how do you do it? What do you do? Whatever you did, it rubbed off on me as well. And I just really look up to the two of you as just being just phenomenal. And also, I'd like to say to all of the people that are in here, each one of you is on a journey. Each one of you is on a journey. And I'd like to think that each one of you has a compass that's going to take you through that journey. And as you go through that journey, please don't hesitate to contact someone. Maybe an individual in here, maybe even me. Contact us when you need somebody to talk to, or you have some concerns, or you're unclear about something on how to properly go about it. Because all of us in here have answers. Because all of us in here have experiences. And we can tell you what's detrimental before you endure it. You know, we can tell you the formula. And there's two ways of learning the penal code. I'd like to think that you'd like to read it rather than hear it. Now, some of you guys probably, that might be a little bit too much for you. But at one time, I pondered the idea of going into law enforcement. And I didn't do it due to my wife, once again. She always laughs about this now, but she was quite adamant and quite positive in her direction, you know, because the women, they do tend to lead us at some point. And, you know, it's just one of those things that we try to do the best that we can, and we hope that the outcome is the one that we can share as a couple. So listen to them, and they will listen to you, and somewhere in there you're going to disciple all and come out with something that's going to be a positive. And if you just stay in there, hang in there, just stay with it. You know, in 1 Corinthians 13, it talks about love, but it talks about love as in loving others, taking care of others, and not just being concerned with oneself. See, so selfishness is not a love. Selfishness is something contrary, and you don't want that. Now, John 3:16 talks about love and the sacrifices that you can do for love. And all of you, think about it. What have you done for love? Just actually, what have you done for love? And what will you do for love? What will you not do for love? And as you bring beautiful children into this world, that brings on another level of love. And I tell you, man, I just love kids. I love them to death. And then when they start getting older, they look at you like, hey, that old man. But I still love them. But when they're younger, they just run to you and give you a hug, and you go, oh, hi, baby. And when they get a little older, they can speak and so forth, and enunciate, they say, hi, old man. So I always look beyond it, and I start hearing, hi, sir. And I heard, sir. You know, but that's just the way things go. As we get older, we just